Good evening. Welcome to another episode for Nerds of the North. Matthew here. Well, something I wanted to talk to you about today. It's one of the movies that I had picked up a little while ago. You saw it in my updates to my Blu-ray collection video. It's the Batman The Dark Knight Returns collection. Now, I first got exposed to this storyline back actually in a college course of mine. It was called The Graphic Novel, and thankfully it qualified for an English credit. And what our teacher had us read was this magnificent piece of work right here. This is Frank Miller's Batman The Dark Knight Returns. This is the comic book, or graphic novel as the collection of the comic books, that this movie is made from. And as a graphic novel, I really did enjoy it. The panels are well paced. The framework, the color, the artistry, it's all very well done. And it gets the story across in a way that is really deep. It takes you where you think a Batman story is going to go, but pushes you that one step further. Now, there is a sequel to this. I don't actually have the sequel, and I've never read the sequel. So, I'm not 100% sure what goes on in that one. So, my review is going to maintain steadily on the one version that I have here. Now, the one thing I am happy to inform, I was worried when I saw this movie. I picked it up because it was on for a great price, and I'm a huge Batman fan. Not as much as some of my other friends. I've got about 3 Batman black and white statues up on my shelf there. They're off-screen in front of the lightsaber, so you can't really see them. But I do like Batman. My favorite, beyond any shadow of a doubt, my favorite Batman movie is still Tim Burton's Batman. That movie, it's outstanding. I love that one. The Christopher Nolan Batmans aren't too bad. I do like how the story looks. I can deal with Christian Bale as the Batman. It doesn't bother me too much. But Michael Keaton is the better Batman in my opinion. Not only is he the better Batman, but he's a more believable and better Bruce Wayne as well. So, when I went to sit down and watch this animated movie, I was a little nervous. I do like the comic book a lot, and what's going to be missing from the comic book? What are they going to have to change just to make it fit more in the movie scene? And I'm happy to say, every single panel that was inked in this comic book showed up in the actual movie. I only noticed one minor discrepancy where a line didn't show up. Like one line was skipped over, they didn't quite say it properly. But small discrepancies like that, I'm willing to let slide. Thoroughly enjoyed the film. The only issue I have with the actual film is that the voice actor who was doing Batman's voice, he didn't really change his voice between Bruce Wayne and Batman. And, even Michael Keaton did that. All the Batmans have changed the voice between Bruce Wayne and Batman. So, it really makes not really much sense why you wouldn't change your voice. Because the moment somebody hears you talk, oh, great, look, it's Bruce Wayne. He's dressed up in black leather. Because he's coming from a fetish club. So, that's my only major issue, and it's a small issue to begin with. So, now, what actually comes with this fantastic Blu-ray here? I'm going to focus more on the Blu-ray for this. We have these great, first of all, digital copy. Always a good idea to have a digital copy. It does come on DVD as well. And the digital copy is actually an ultraviolet version. Now what we have here I have not opened them, and I'm not going to open them, so we're only going to see the one. It's right here. There we go. Move it in a little bit closer so you can see it better. This is a, what are they called here? Look at the dust jacket here. They are collector's cards. So 4 different collector's cards with different artwork. I'm not going to bother opening them because I want to keep them sealed up, keeps them better protected that way. But that's one nice little addition. You do get a bunch of documentaries on this actual film. You have a documentary on turning Frank Miller's masterpiece into the movie, a documentary based on Robin, you have a documentary here with Bob Kane about the story of him and Batman, a section talking about Batman versus Superman, section talking about the Joker, a documentary talking about from sketch to screen and the adaptation process from the comic book to the film. You get commentaries. You have, there's actually 5 cartoons that came out of the DC Vault. And there's excerpts from the novels The Dark Knight Falls, and I think The Dark Knight Falls might be the sequel to the graphic novel here. So, all in all, it was a fantastic buy, fantastic purchase. Watched it with a Batman fan of mine, a friend of mine who's a huge fan, and we loved it. He had seen it before. He didn't quite tell me that he had seen it before we sat down to start watching it, or we might have watched something else that night. But it was good. I can't stress enough just how good this story is. There's only one instance of a Batman story being better, in my personal opinion. And that story is Batman No Man's Land. You can pick those up in graphic novel form. I read them originally in the novel. That is a Batman story that really, really needs to be brought to the silver screen. It is unlike anything I was expecting. And just with what Bruce Wayne and Batman have to go through at that point for that movie, that would make a fantastic film to watch. Now, Dark Knight Rises came close. With the sealing off of Gotham, they came really close to No Man's Land. If you stepped it over into the actual boundaries of No Man's Land, it has potential to be a fantastic film. I don't want to spoil too much about the story for No Man's Land, because the less you know going into it, I feel the better off you are. I was just told, this is a good story, you should give it a read. And, oh boy, was it ever a good story. No one gets left out from the Batman universe. No one major, I'll say. No major characters get left out. They're all brought in. And if you are a Batman fan, track down the book or track down the graphic novel set. It's 5 graphic novels they're about the same size as this. There you go. About the same thickness, 5 of them. It's Batman No Man's Land. Give it a watch, give it a read. Oh, give it a watch, yeah. I want it to be a watch, but give it a read, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. If you like Batman stories, that's one that doesn't get told very often. Takes the road a slightly different way than what most Batman stories go, and it's really worth it. I'm rambling now, so this is going to be the end. Definitely, you know what? I put this solidly in the purchase category. If you're a collector of the superhero movies or just a Batman fan in general, this one will fit nicely into your Blu-ray library. Take care, everyone. See you later.